Today on Riffs, Beards, and Gear, we go over my updated string guide for 2021. I made my original string guide video back in, I think it was 2016, to help players choose a given, string gauge set according to the tuning they were wanting to go to, just kind of as a general guide. But a lot has changed in the world of strings in the last 3 or 4 years, so I thought I would do a little update video for 2021. Now, before we dive in, there's a few things that you guys should know. Down in the description, you can download or view the updated string guide, okay? Second, I will be using Ernie ball strings. Why? Well, I am an Ernie ball artist. Also, this is what I have available. Also, Ernie ball strings are extremely common and can be found in all 4 corners of the planet, but by no means do you have to use Ernie ball for your preferred strings or anything like that. This is just a general guide and a starting point for a particular tuning that you would like on your guitar. And lastly, in the guide itself, there is a nominal set, there is a lighter set, and then there's just an alternative set. And sometimes that alternative set will be heavier or lighter, but it is simply that, just an alternative. So 3 different choices per tuning, per guitar scale, all right? Let's get to the guide. Okay, so first up, for E standard, we have the Gibson scale. For a regular E standard tuning, I would recommend a 10 through 48 ultra slinky set. And for a Fender scale, a 10 through 46 regular slinky set. This will give you decent tension. And notice on the Gibson, we have a 48 instead of a 46, just to make up a little bit of tension that is lost on the shorter scale. So for you 7-string players in standard tuning, the 10 through 62 7-string Cobalt set seems to be the preferred set among a lot of you whom I asked. And for the 8-string, a 10 through 74 8-string slinky set is the way to go. Now moving on to drop D, I would recommend an 11 through 54 beefy slinky for drop D. And for a 25.5-inch scale, I would recommend a 10 through 52 skinny top, heavy bottom set. As an alternative to that, if that's a little heavy for you for the shorter scale, I would definitely recommend a 10.5 through 52 Mondo slinky set. And for the Fender scale, I would recommend a 10.5 through 48 Mega slinky set if you want to go a little on the lighter side. Now for E flat standard on a short scale, I would recommend an 11 through 52 Burley slinky. And then for a 25.5-inch scale, a regular 11 through 48 power slinky set would be very good. Now for 7-string guitars, I would recommend an 11 through 58 power slinky Cobalt set. And for an 8-string, I would recommend a 9 through 80 skinny top, heavy bottom 8 set. That's what you guys seem to prefer for that tuning. Now moving on to drop C sharp, for a shorter Gibson scale length, I would recommend an 11 through 54 beefy slinky. And then for a 25.5-inch scale, I would recommend an 11 through 52 Burley slinky. As an alternative, a 10 through 54 skinny top, heavy bottom for the Gibson, and then also a 10 through 54 skinny top, beefy bottom for the 25.5-inch scale. And moving on to D standard, for a short scale, I would recommend a 12 through 56 not even slinky. And for a 25.5-inch scale guitar, I would recommend an 11 through 52 Burley slinky. And then for a baritone guitar, which is, I'm gonna guess 26.5, 27-inch scale, I would recommend a 10 through 46 regular slinky set. Now for C standard, on a short scale, I would recommend a 12 through 56 not even slinky set. And then for a Fender scale, I would recommend an 11 through 54 beefy slinky set. And then for a baritone, an 11 through 48 power slinky set. Now moving on to drop C, for a short scale, I would recommend a 12 through 56 not even slinky. And for a 25.5-inch scale, I would recommend an 11 through 54 beefy slinky. If you want to go a little lighter, for the Fender scale, I would also recommend a Burley slinky 11 to 52 set. Moving on to drop B, for a Gibson scale, I would recommend a 12 through 62 Mammoth slinky set And for a Fender scale, I would recommend a 12 through 56, not even slinky set. And for a baritone, an 11 through 54 beefy slinky will do you just right. Now for drop A sharp on a Gibson scale guitar, I would also still recommend the 12 through 62 Mammoth Slinky set, and also the 12 through 62 Mammoth Slinky set for the Fender scale 25.5 inch, and also the same 12 through 62 Mammoth Slinky set for a baritone guitar. You're right in the sweet spot for the Mammoth Slinkies. And lastly, for the short scale, for drop A, I would recommend a 13 to 72 baritone slinky. And I will also caution that you're gonna need some setup for that guitar using 13 to 72 strings. However, it can be done. I would also still recommend the 13 through 72 baritone slinky for a 25.5 inch scale guitar for drop A. Also stick with the 12 through 62 for the Mammoth Slinkies for a baritone guitar. And then for a 7-string in drop A, I would recommend the 10 through 62 7-string Cobalt set. And last but not least, drop G sharp. Don't do that with a Les Paul. Don't do that with a 25.5 inch Strat scale. But for a baritone, 13 through 72 baritone slinky will be perfect for a drop G sharp. And for a 7-string, a regular 10 through 62 7-string Cobalt set, it'll get you there. And there you go. That is the updated string guide for 2021. Again, you can download it in the description of this video. And I hope you have found it useful. Again, it's meant to be just a general starting point for you and your guitar and your tuning that you choose. However, there's no right or wrong with string gauges or tuning, so whatever you come up with is what is best for you. All applicable links down below in the description. You've been wonderful. I've been Fluff. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. If you liked the video you just watched, please consider subscribing. And if you want to further support me and what I do, consider using some of the affiliate links down below in the description of this video. Go on over to Sweetwater, buy yourself something, and help me out at the same time. It's a win-win for both of us.